Hi everyone, my name is Vanessa van Dijk, and in today's video I want to talk about barrier repair. Because this is one of those terms I keep seeing everywhere in skincare right now, and every time I see it, I realize we are often not talking about the same thing. For some people, barrier repair means their skin feels calmer and less reactive. For others, it means something is damaged and needs to be fixed. So I looked up what Google actually says about barrier repair. And the AI summary gives a very confident answer. It tells you that barrier repair skincare helps repair the skin's protective layer by replenishing essential components, like ceramides, cholesterol and fatty acids, and by strengthening the skin's natural defenses. And when you read that, it sounds like there's a clear explanation and a clear solution. But the problem is that the term barrier repair is being used very loosely, and it ends up describing several different things at once. So I want to clarify what this actually means. Now, the skin barrier is a real thing. It's not just a marketing concept. It's the outermost part of your skin that limits how much water escapes and helps protect you from environmental stress. And when the barrier is disrupted, skin can feel dry, tight, reactive, or sensitive. So the question isn't whether the barrier exists. The question is what it actually means to repair it. Now, your skin barrier repairs itself from the inside. That repair happens as skin cells renew and produce their own protective fats over time. It's a biological process that continues whether you use skincare or not. And that part matters because it sets a clear limit on what a product can do. When you apply a so-called barrier repair product, it doesn't step into that rebuilding process. It doesn't tell skin cells what to do, and it doesn't replace their work. But what it can do is change what's happening at the surface of the skin. Most barrier-focused products reduce water loss, lower irritation, and make the skin feel more protected. And that's what can feel like repair. When skin stings less, feels calmer and doesn't react as much, it's very natural to think the barrier has been fixed. And that experience is real. But the actual rebuilding of the barrier is still happening underneath, on the skin's own timeline. And this is where things become less black and white. Because even though skincare doesn't do the rebuilding itself, changing what's happening at the surface still matters. When you reduce ongoing water loss, irritation, and environmental stress, the skin simply has less to deal with, so it doesn't have to compensate as much. Now, that doesn't mean these products directly repair the barrier, but it also doesn't mean they do nothing. They don't rebuild the barrier, but they can change the environment in which the repair is already happening. And in real life, those two things are hard to completely separate. This is also why barrier repair skincare can feel amazing for some people and barely noticeable for others. If the skin is already fairly stable, changing conditions at the surface can make a clear difference in comfort. But if the skin is under ongoing stress or losing moisture quickly, that same effect may feel subtle or short-lived. In both cases, the role of the product is the same. So when you see barrier repair on a label, what it usually means is that the product helps the barrier function better while the skin repairs itself, not that the product is doing the repairing. And once you understand that difference, a lot of the confusion around barrier repair disappears. So instead of asking which product will fix my skin, the question becomes what conditions my skin needs to repair itself on its own. And I hope that this helped you understand how that actually works. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.